let's go into this area of survive. Now, one of the first things that I want everyone to understand is about the power of having focused accounts. And this is bank accounts. And being able to have a clear strategy for how you use bank accounts to help you manage things more wisely. Now, as you're more mature in managing money and more disciplined, you could choose to do this or not. But this is something that I know works, and it will make sure that you do things a certain way. Now, the first account that everyone should have is what I like to call a household account. And this is paying your needs and your minimum payments on your credit cards. Those are the things you have to. Those are essential, okay? And this is where you use to pay your living expenses. So this is a real bank account. Wherever you bank at, it might be called bank account 2153 or whatever, but you know it's your household account. It's what you use to pay your bills. It's where all your income comes into. And from there, you begin to launch your strategy. So the next area, another key bank account, I like to call it a fun account. Okay. And this is you're able to have some money for once. Okay. So what's good about this is when you really have your key needs and a little bit of your wants that you kind of, feel like you can't live, like you really like to have that as a part of your life. That's going to come out of your household account as bills and things. But it's best to separate the money that you're going to use for things that you just want to do. You want to go out to eat. You want to go to an amusement park. You want to go to an art gallery. You want to go spend some time with friends. The beauty of this is when you have a system, which we want to talk about more later, that puts money in that account based on a plan, then that account is telling you what you can do, right? You have built the plan, so you're managing, you're in control. But now that plan is actually reminding you of that plan by the balance that's in that account. So you can begin to let that account speak to you, give it vocal cords, because it's telling you what you could go do for fun and not hurt your household or your, day-to-day living. Very important. Sometimes people went and they bought something with their utility money, right? Sometimes you went and you bought something with your, water or your mortgage money. You bought something with some money that was needed to pay down minimum payments on a credit card that's going to affect you financially. So all of these things are very important. By separating, you can see that. Another key account is long-term savings accounts. Now, this could be, some people might have multiple accounts and, for savings or investment accounts, but having at least one savings account that you are really allowing to build up for emergencies, as well as paying off debt. Now, there's a difference in paying your minimum balances, which I feel it should be, that's just a normal thing you should do no matter what. But you should also be setting aside money to pay down debt that you have, that you want to get rid of. And so you can also use this, and you want to get to the point where you're not having to do that so that savings can grow, right? And you can begin to get long-term savings, and we'll talk more about that. Another account you want to eventually be able to have is an investment account, money to continually invest and grow. So I'm taking care of my needs, my living expenses. I know the areas that I can have some fun and not hurt anything. I'm saving up money for protection. And I've got this other money now I'm starting to set aside that I can use because I want to be able to explore different things that might help me make money, whether that's real estate or stock or bonds or something you want to do online. Whatever those things may be, but you need to know what can I use to play with to try to make some money, because every investment has risk without hurting everything else. And then lastly, not everybody needs this, but a lot of people, especially if you're an independent contractor, a real estate agent, someone who works in the, cosmetology, or you're in a trade, or you might just be an entrepreneur and a lot of money is coming to you individually, or you get a 1099. You got to stay in tune with your tax obligation. You don't want to wait until later and then start to actually, get hit with some big tax bill. You want to make sure you're setting that aside. So if you know what percentage of your income is going to have to always be paid to taxes, if you're an independent contractor and you're paying 30% in taxes, just as an example, then for every time you receive income, you're trying to set that 30% aside so that as soon as you can so that you can start building that money up and not waiting. So when you get to the end of the year, you're ready and you can begin to handle that. Now, some of us have a job where they take the taxes out, but it's good. It's another good strategy to be conscious of whatever your tax situation is. And if necessary, you can set that aside as well. Just do me a favor, because we're really trying to grow the channel here. Make sure you like and share and subscribe if you like the content that we're doing here at URCO. I really would appreciate that. So these are our focused accounts. Give you one more last look at that. Make sure you write that down. These are good accounts to have to really begin to organize your financial patterns. Okay. Now, so here's another thing I want you to keep in mind. Poverty is really an attitude. And you've often heard the saying, don't say I can't afford it. Focus more on how can I afford it? So we have to change our thinking. Is very important. And you've heard this said sometimes by people who have learned how to work their way up into wealth, that things that they thought they could never do, if they would have just kept saying I can't afford it, they would have never been able to afford it. But you start saying, how can I afford it? And it opens a door. It opens your mind. It starts to create a pathway of what could I do? What could I learn? What could I get exposed to? What steps could I take to be able to afford a particular thing I might want? So this is the mindset. Again, when we're in survival mode, we're taught that thinking that I can't, I don't have enough. But we have to start changing that thinking when we're in survival mode if we ever want to get out of that. Very important. All right. Here's another key thing. You want to get control of your money. And we talked about Frestrella and Benjamin, and this event is called Money Stop Managing Me. Well, when you start to create a financial plan, this is when money stops managing you. Because you have now set up a plan that has told money how it will be managed. So it's important that you have a plan for all the things that you spend money on to say, here's how much money I've decided I will spend in this area of my life. And the minute you do that, money has been given a standard. When you don't have a plan, when you don't have a standard, there's nothing to go back to. There's no way to know that you're off track. There's no way to know if you're doing too much or not enough. You've got to have that standard. It's the same thing with income. You have to know how much income do you need and what is the standard that you're needing to work to have enough income to accomplish a particular goal. And so that standard needs to be there. You need to know if enough income didn't come in or if more came in. If more came in higher than the standard, you still got to think about what am I going to do with that? And how can I be smart with that? But it all begins when there's a standard. There's no way to know if something's higher or lower until there is a standard, a plan. So having a plan, especially when you're in survival mode, sometimes people say, I'm in survival mode, so why even make a budget? Why even make a plan? I like calling them financial plans. Why make a financial plan? Because I don't have enough or this or that. That's even the more reason to have a financial plan. So you can see where you are and see your way out of that situation. Very, very important, especially when we're thinking about surviving.